I want you to take a look at your hands. And I want you to try and remember every single person that you've ever touched. From when you felt God on your lover's skin, to when you regrettably brushed fingers with a sweaty cashier. From when you traded a handshake for a diploma, to when you traded a pinky for a promise. From when you held a newborn baby in your arms for the first time and you were hyper aware of its ability to be broken, to when your fist danced playfully onto your brother's face, not so aware of its ability to be broken. I want you to take a look at your hands. And I want you to realize that you have a lot more than fingerprints and dead skin cells to leave behind. But these grooves and creases in your palm are trenches dug in a war. And hiding inside of them is a black and blue-hearted soldier with the potential to build a home around the people that you love. And the potential to tear one down. I want you to look at the gaps in between your fingers and realize they're not screaming for someone to fill them. So stop screaming for someone to fill them. Rather, take up rock climbing. And learn not to let go. And only make fists to knock on hearts of people that you don't understand. And I want you to understand that some hearts are doors that will never open, but will leave your hands battered and bruised. But I found that love sometimes takes the form of a hand-extended invitation that is broken again and again, but still manages to reach out. Because something might be different this time around. Now, when I was a kid, I used to take my hands and stick it into my baby sister's mouth to see if I could just inspire her to speak. And we can use our hands to speak. Whether that's to flip off the guy on the highway who just cut you off because he suddenly realized he needed to get into the turn lane, or hold the hand of a friend whose world is falling down around them. Or you can exercise your right to remain silent and share your deepest dreams and desires with a lint in your pockets. Now, I often think of public speaking like having sex for the first time, because the most common question asked is, what the hell am I supposed to do with my hands? Because hands can be confusing. Like how my father's hands that would throw me up in the air, catch me again. Assuring me that hitting the ground was a myth, and that pain was just a bad dream. Those same hands could get drunk on rage and bring me crashing down to reality. Like how the hands that put shackles and chains on the legs of slaves could turn and sign a document saying that all men are created equal. Because, you see, sometimes our hands are busy with the right things, and other times are busy with everything wrong, so train them. Train them so that when the hands of the clock are paralyzed in fear, your hands will lunge to protect what has meaning. And consider that arthritis as God's way of saying, slow down. And carpal tunnel is his way of saying, try something new. Like most mothers, my mother was really good at giving advice, and she said, Jay, you have 2 hands and 1 mouth, and I want you to pray twice as much as you speak. And when this world hurls insults at your smile, and yes, they will hurl insults at your smile, remember you can cover your ears. You don't have to hear the bombs dropping, but never hold them so tightly that you can't hear me beckoning you home. A psychic once told me that she could read my future in my palms, but after staring at them for literally hours, all I could see was my past. So I wrapped my fingers around her neck, because sometimes we strangle our future with the hands of our past rather than covering them in paint and tickling the blank canvas as delivered with every new day. Remember that your values are going to ride on your knuckles, and your mistakes are going to find a home in your cuticles. So when you say I do to the most beautiful woman in the world, and promise to hold her up when the water gets a little bit too high, when you hold your firstborn child in your arms and offer your finger to be gripped, to be anchored to this world by a love that you'll never fully understand, I want you to take a look at your hands.